So it's time to build the server. I've decided to go with our X79 motherboard because otherwise this ain't doing anything, and I've got loads of SATA connectors on here for our hard drives, and we got, you know, enough expansion slots and loads of RAM slots. So let's go ahead, I'll start transferring the old into the new. Alright, so I've completely stripped the old server now, so I've got all the components here. Thought I'd have a little tour, see what we got. So, power supply, we got a 430 watt EVGA unit, so I wanted something fairly low power. I've took the old RAM out of the old system, so I'm going to put this in here as well. So we should have 32 gig of RAM. Now hopefully it won't have any incompatibility being a stick from a different SKU, but you know, hopefully that should be fine. Graphics card. Now this is an ancient beast from a HP computer from, I think, early 2000s. So it's actually come out of my very first computer, and I've kept it ever since. So I'm only using this so I have some sort of VGA output, but I may actually get some sort of low powered graphics card in the future to replace this, but that's all I have for now. Then we've got our first array, so I think I've got some sort of RAID on these. Can't remember how I've set them up, so that's one that was all connected to the motherboard, so I've kept that separate. We have our SSD, our boot drive. This is only a 60 gig boot drive, that's just got Windows Server on. Then we've got our RAID card, which I was planning on adding loads of extra drives in the future, and that's just got a NAS drive on there. So this thing's pretty cool. It's a hot swap bay I bought off eBay. So this was about, I don't know, 15 quid off eBay. So I can put it in the front drive and I can, you know, take the hard drive out if I wish. Basically I only bought it because it added another bay for the hard drive, seeing as the old case I was using didn't have many. So now I don't know if to carry on with this AIO, but I don't really like the idea of leaving an AIO in there. When I'm not really going to be monitoring this computer. If the pump fails, then it's obviously going to overheat, so I might actually use just a normal like Intel air cooler, because I'm going to undervolt and underclock this CPU anyway. So the fan that comes with the case is this crappy Molex generic fan that can just go somewhere else, and we've put a Corsair 120mm on there, so that's going to breathe nicely. So it's a PWM fan as well, so excellent. So this hard drive bay actually unscrews, comes out completely, and we can actually mount our hard drives in there. Now you're probably thinking, Daniel, you are a scrub, why have you only got 3 terabytes worth of hard drives? Well, the answer is I am poor and I cannot afford any more. 6 terabyte drives is like 100 quid at the moment, 4 terabytes are still like, I don't know, 60 to 80 quid, so this is the cheapest I could afford when I built this thing. So we have got a 60 gig SSD in here as well, which we just run our boot drive off of. So you just put all the hard drives into this drive cage and then you just slot them in like so. Ta-da! Another neat little trick, our 5¼ inch drive bays also do the same thing. They come out, just unscrew the screws. We can go ahead and put our hot swap bay in here. So we got our hot swap bay in. There is actually a little power button on here, so you can turn it on and off if you want to. So you just open the door, take our hard drive, which this one has most of my personal photos on it, so it's nice that I can just remove it and, you know, put it in another computer if I need to. So it just slides in like so, pushes down and locks into place. Simple. Graphics card is obviously very old. You probably won't be able to run any games on this. I remember when I first had this, you couldn't even run Dawn of War 2. That was on an old HP computer, and I actually had to upgrade the graphics card. I think I upgraded it to some palette. I think it was like a what was it, a 7600 GT or something. So this is, what is this? It's a NVIDIA 500 series. So it's before we had like the GTX range. It's before the obviously the GTX, say 280 or whatever. Yeah, so it's pretty pants. We've only got a VGA connector on the back, S-video and some composite video output, but you know, I only really need it because this processor doesn't actually have onboard graphics, so for now I just need something that can give me a display port, display out, so this is what we're going to use. So rookie mistake there, I've actually took off the wrong back piece. That's annoying. So I've just remembered I've got this Samsung SSD. It's only 120 gig, but it'll come in handy for my virtual machine, so I'll run them off of this this drive here. So I'm going to go ahead, Velcro this somewhere into the case. Okay, so we're almost done. We've got most of the power in. So one thing I've realised is I've got too many hard drives and I need a couple of Molex to SATA power connectors. So I'm going to have to get them off eBay. And I've been sat around scratching my face wondering, crap, I don't actually have a cooler for this socket type, like an air one. So I've ordered one off Amazon and that should be here now. Golden Field. Okay, let's turn this thing on for the first time. Let's see, which one's power? Power! Wow! Look at that! RGB goodness! Now that there looks like something out of Fortnite. That's going to get you 120 FPS there alone. Now you can't turn that off, can't change the colour, can't do anything other than let that shine. So first boot on the server. I've got to sort out that annoying CPU caller. I might just chuck it in the bin because it's so loud. It sounds like an aircraft about to take off out my window. But the good thing is my RAID information is obviously stored on Windows, so that is completely fine because we've only changed the motherboard and processor. We haven't lost our data. We haven't changed our boot drive or anything. That's transferred out of the old one. So we have all of our data on there fine, but again it's obviously worth backing up before you do any sort of maintenance like this. So there's my server. We're all ready now. We've had a big upgrade. Next I want to obviously upgrade the storage, maybe a couple of 4 terabyte drives, but that is a future job when I actually get some money. Thanks for watching and see you later. Goodbye.